Right, so we're on to our next step of the map, which is going to be adding our outlines and our details. So I've got a sharp red pencil, sharp brown pencil, and then a fine liner black pen. So the first thing I'm going to do actually is just outline my topography. So that's my little hills. So I'm just going to just put in some little outlines to redefine where those were. Okay. Now, not everything needs to be outlined in black. Sometimes these more muted colours look better if they're outlined in their base colour. So, for instance, brown. Okay, let's put in the windmill. Okay, let's put in, let's see, anything else in brown? Okay, so I'm going to do my compass points. Now, compass points quite often have this cool technique where they're divided in half, like this, and one half is darker than the other. It kind of adds to the 3D effect. So let's have that bit darker there, that bit darker there, that bit darker there, that bit darker there. I'm going to do the same thing for these ones as well. Let's see. Okay, and then let's have a circle there. And then I'm just going to go around these circle details. Okay. Now my circle is not great. This would look better if I'd used an actual mathematical compass to draw a circle. Mine looks a little bit more kind of like a squashy egg or an oval. Okay. Let's see, I'm going to put in, I think I'm going to put my lettering in brown as well. So again, these shades of brown are very common on these old-fashioned maps. So you probably will be using a lot of brown. Okay. Okay, so I might just put a little line coming out here, here. Okay, so I'm gonna do some more details on my little castle here. I'm actually going to colour the roof in just so I can differentiate some of these shades that I've got going on here. So I'm just doing the roof in a darker brown. Okay, and I'm going to do some of these topography lines in brown as well. Okay, let's see, I think my ship, I'm going to just put in some pencil lines here. Oh, my red, I'm actually using the red for my tents. I'm going to put a couple of stripes on these tents. And then some of these flags as well. Okay, right. I think I'm going to start using my pen now. So let's start putting in some of this fine pen detail. Now this does only work with a fine pen. If you've got a felt tip pen, I wouldn't recommend using it because it will be very thick and you might lose some of your nice intricate details. So if you don't have a fine black pen, just sharpen a black pencil and it will do the same, hopefully the same effect will be achieved. Okay, so things like these tiny little windows, you wouldn't be able to do them with a felt pen. You would definitely need something a bit finer like the pen I'm using. Okay, let's see, let's have this pagoda now. And this is another reason why you keep your paint watery or you use the white, because it's visible. It's visible through the paint, so you can see where it is that you're outlining. Okay. Okay, and then here's my temple that I kind of splodged just to show you what would happen if you did not dilute darker pigments like brown. So I've kind of added back in my details. Okay. Some towers in the background here. Okay, let's do these windmill arms of the windmill. Okay. Let's see, we'll do our observatory over here. There's our telescope there. Okay. And then I'm going to do my tents. My tents that are down here. So let's see, put the roof in there. Now, like I say, it's important that you do the pen work once the paint is dry. If you try to do the pen work while the paint is still wet, it will be a disaster. And your pen won't work anymore. Okay, let's see, let's put in the outlines of the island now. If you are making the island slightly rugged, don't do big, like zigzaggy coastline. Try and keep it a little more subtle. Okay, so there's my coastline there. My coastline down here. And then my main island here. my river, I'm actually thinking I might outline with a blue pencil. I don't want to really do the whole thing in a black outline. I'd rather do something a little bit more subtle with a blue pencil. So I'll show you what I mean by that in a moment. So here's my outline. Okay, and I'm going to take a blue. It's more like a mauvey, purpley blue. And I'm going to just follow my river. So I'm still making the outline very clear, but I'm not doing it with a black pen. I'm doing it with a pencil. Okay. All right then, so that's my river. Okay, and then my ship down here, I think I'm going to just do that with a brown outline. So make sure you can see that, okay? So let's put that like that. All right, so here's my outline of my ship. And I think maybe the flag I might do. And some of the contour lines with pen. There we go. Okay, now there are a few other things you can do. Like for example, sometimes artists do this kind of wave effect. The trick with this is keep all your lines running roughly parallel to each other and in a horizontal line. Don't have them coming out like spokes of a wheel. Have them running horizontally. Now, you might not like the technique, but I'm just demonstrating it. So, you know, you've got an option to add this if you like it. But remember, the trick is keep your lines horizontal. Don't start doing like spokes of a wheel sticking out. Okay. I'm trying to put a very subtle kind of wobble to represent waves. So my lines aren't going up and down, they're just slightly wobbly. Right, I think that's everything I'm going to do. Now, if you want to make it look like a real treasure map, you might want to do an X marks the spot. So I think maybe over here by the windmill might be a good place for my treasure. Okay, right then. You can obviously add more elements to yours, and I could keep working on this and add more things. You know, I could add some more boats, some sea creatures. I could maybe give it a title. There's loads of things you can do to keep adding to this, but I'm going to leave it like this for now because these are the main things that I'd like to see in your composition. All right then. Well done. Thank you, Year 4.